Hey guys, TC here from the Christian Gaming Channel, bringing a brand new episode of the Minetest Creative Series. I still am not entirely certain what the name is for this, but regardless, it's here, and it's currently nighttime, as you can very clearly see. I have no clue what time of night it is, because the moon is nowhere to be seen. But I don't think it'll matter too much, because for today's agenda, we're going to try and furnish this house, go out to the jungle that happens to exist right next to a desert. I don't know why, but it's like that. We're going to try and build up the wall around that jungle preserve, and hopefully we can finish building a incomplete house over there as well. So without further ado, I think the first thing we ought to do is get some lighting in this building, because right now there is nothing as far as lighting goes, and that's kind of a problem. I think some just basic ceiling lights should do the trick. At least just one, just to get it lit up in here. Okay, we can put that one here, and maybe this one right here. Give ourselves a block of space so that way we don't have to worry about any kind of walls we may want to put here later. But already that's genuinely helped. Just gotta get some up here too, and I forgot about those. For those of you who didn't see the last episode, I had to use these in order to get this roof put up because it was giving me a lot of trouble. So, yeah, I had to put a ceiling in too, and it's starting to sunrise already. Awesome. So what did I use for a ceiling down here? The same exact block. Well, that makes it convenient. Anyways, I hope you guys have been having a good week so far. I've been having a fairly decent one. Been just relaxing and just enjoying playing some games for once, instead of actually having to worry about recording them. Not that I dislike recording, it's a fun job to do. And it's for the Lord, so that's all that really matters to me. But I do like the idea of just sitting down and just playing a game without having to think about what I am and am not saying. It's kind of annoying this isn't even, well, oddly spaced, so I could have it center, that light centered. But I can't really do much about that. Don't know how that happened. Okay. We have lights. Now let's see. I think we should use clay for some walls because it's got a decent texture and there's a good variety of colors. And I think cyan would probably work fairly decently as a contrast to the red brick. I think it does, honestly. So let's work with that. Okay, so I think we can make this a kitchen area. It's got nice windows, as a kitchen should. So I think that'll work. Just put this wall up right here. Maybe we should put the... I don't know. Maybe I should off-center? Oh, it's kind of hard to tell how I should put the wall in to be exact. But this should be fine for now. I'm kind of going into this blind a little bit because I really didn't plan ahead. To be fair, I don't think you can really plan ahead for creative stuff because if you did, it would already be built. So that kind of defeats the whole purpose of it, I would think. Okay, so I think we should have the dishwasher probably right here. Maybe not. I don't like the exposed top like that. It's kind of not so nice looking. Thankfully we can put the fridge here and that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Put it like this actually, that looks a bit better. Okay, so this should make logical sense. You can open up both doors without hitting the wall on either side. What else do we need for a kitchen? Well, a sink would be nice, but I need to find one that isn't locked. Oh, we have a dishwasher that actually has a top to it, too. Nice. Okay, so this is going to go right here. That way we don't have any kind of weird complications. This is going to be a bit of a cramped kitchen. Let's see, go for a basic wooden counter to kind of break up all the gray. To put the stove in line, I think. Put that there. We can put this here to go next to that. Then we can put a sink in if there's a sink available. In the same color, preferably. Right here. Okay. And now for a sink faucet. Bathroom, kitchen. Here we go. And there we go. We have a sink, a dishwasher over here. We have a stove, a fridge. Could probably do with some actual cabinets, but I think we could hold off on that temporarily. Because I'm not entirely certain where I should put them. If there are even any cabinets that I could actually hang on the wall. Which I'm not seeing. Oh, here we go. Cabinets. That's pine. I'm looking for regular wood because that's what the rest of this is. We can just assume those are reachable. Because honestly, having it at face level right here is kind of awkward. No, I couldn't do that. Just have some cabinets up here, I guess. If anything, you could just always stand up on the counter. Okay, so pots and pans right here, not on the window. That would not make sense. Okay, I think we have the kitchen more or less kind of established. It's a very small kitchen, but it'll do the job. I'm thinking, put this here so we could... Actually, you know what? Let me grab this guy real quick. And... ignore it because I'm actually going to get a better counter for this specific spot. Right here. That'll fit in nicely. That way we could just put the food here and it could come out here if needed. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I don't think we need any kind of special door for our kitchen. Just a basic white door should do the job. I mean, it's not going to be anything special. As for the front door, that should at least look a little nicer. So we'll just go with this. There we go. Now for this area. Kind of small, kind of cramped, but I think I could segment it off a little bit. Let's see, if we put it here like this, that should allow something nice. And I'm going to put a trim down here just to match the rest of the house. If I don't break the floor. Okay, so go back to clay. I think we should go with a natural baked clay to just kind of match the sandstone look, but just bring it inside. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, that works. Works quite nicely, actually. So now we have a little entrance area where we could easily put some coat racks and other stuff in. Or hangers, whatever you want to call them. Well, that's called a tree. I could see this technically being called a coat rack. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think it's page 60 I could look at for these things, so Just get a more broader view. Let's see. Any day now. Bookshelf could come in handy later. Eventually we'll get there. Oh, here we are. Page 67. I was just a little bit off, but I was close enough. So let's see. Air conditioner, that's not really something you have inside a building. Neither are park benches. We already got the coat hangers, so that's all good. Cardboard box, you know what? I could see some purpose for this. Put this right up front like it's a delivery package. That can work. Let's see, what else? Curtain rods, we don't really need those. Desks and fans, those are more office-y kind of things. Have I put a mailbox out front? No, I haven't. Well, we can get a mailbox and then we could just snag this piece right here and reuse it. Put that right here. And there we go. Now we have a mailbox. I mean, realistically, I don't think it would be attached to the house like that, but it's good enough. At least in my opinion. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? I could probably just move it over here. And since the sidewalk faces this way, just put it there. That makes a little more sense. Now, it's really helpful I could have found something interesting to put into this front area. I'd even take a welcome mat at this point. But I can't find anything. Trash can, that's not really something you have in a front area where people come in. I wouldn't think. Okay, what else? Wall shelves, wardrobes, nothing really interesting. Maybe a table? I could see a table being placed here. For something. At least it fills up the space, so that's the important part. Chairs, that's not really a... That's definitely not something you have in the house. Armchairs, coffee tables, Game Boys. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that could be put into this front area. Outside of the coat hanger, so... I guess we'll just have to move on. I could just put a radio here, I guess. Listen to some music in the foyer. Okay, moving on into here. I think we could get away with maybe... I think this should just be a small dining area. I mean, if it's only one person living here, I don't really see the point in having anything larger. So we'll just grab this basic table right here. And we can expand it out to 3, but we can push it that way instead. That's going to get in the way. Okay, one person can sit here, here, and here. So that can technically seat 3 people. Now we just need to find a chair. That's a little too far. Now some of these items these mods add in I question, but at the same time I can't really help it. So I just have to ignore it. If I can find those chairs again, that would be nice. Nope, too far. There was a wooden chair with a seat cushion on it. It was specifically for a kitchen. Or a dining table for this instance. But I can't find it. Was that back a page? No. Well, that's kind of awkward. Guess I'll have to look it up again. I think it was under kitchen, if I could spell. Let's see. So, there we go. Kitchen chair. put this guy here, here, and here. There we go. So we have a place to cook the food. Put the toaster right here because that is really small. Huh. And we can bring the telephone out here. Put the stereo system up somewhere else. It'd be really nice if this wasn't so block-based because I could just put the radio right here. This would be the perfect place for it, but unfortunately I can't do that. But this smaller area is shaping up to be kind of nice. Yeah, I like it. And honestly, with this wall right here, it kind of helps with the whole off-centeredness of this light. So let's go upstairs, and let's see. I'm definitely going to have to give the character some space to actually live. So let's move these out of the way. Get this right here, and put that down. This can be a bedroom area. They don't have to be too terribly large. And this doesn't have to be 2 blocks tall. Come on. There we go. We can put a TV. Ooh. Yeah, this is kind of a very small space, so it's going to be a little difficult to work with. But I think we can do it. With the Lord's help, we can. Okay, so we have a desk, a computer. I actually have to type in computer. There we go. You can put the compute. You are in the way. Annoyingly. Just gonna nudge that just a little bit. These are gonna rely very heavily on a tool called the screwdriver. Effectively, as you can see here in the description, it rotates stuff and it rotates on both the face and the axis. So we need to try and go back to where it was originally because I think I messed up. Can you please go back to where you were? Okay, I'm just going to break it. I think I needed to rotate the face. There we go. So it's still technically connected, but it's just edged off of this block so I can actually place stuff down. Space saving technique, and you can barely even notice the difference. I think it's quite effective, honestly. Now we just need an office chair. Like this, something basic, nothing too fancy. Then we get a lamp. Specifically a desk lamp. You can put that down here. You can also turn it on and off, which is kind of neat. So it acts as an extra light source. Now we just have to rotate this guy, and there we go. A very small desk setup right at the edge of the stairs. So I guess if anybody ever raged, the computer might not survive. Alright, now we can probably get away with a television. I hope. Let's see, what do we have for TVs? We have a giant flat screen, and a basic CRT. Well, considering how tight of a space this is, I don't know if I want to go with the CRT, though. It's kind of small for this purpose. But if it is one person living there at the same time, might not be that big of a deal. Okay. We need a chair and a table. One of these chairs should do the job. Let's go with the kitchen one. It's basic, but it works. I just don't like the solid colored ones because it just kind of looks a little tacky to me. So now we need a table. Go for the basic wooden table again, so we can put some other bits and pieces up here. And we can still get up here without any issue. And let's see now. Put this right here, and it actually does work. which is just kind of neat. Okay, so now we can get out... Nope, that's not it. This is it. Get out a game system. Get out a DVD player, I think. Or that combination will work too. And you can just use your imagination and figure that out. Now for chairs, let's see. I know I selected this one, but I just wanted to take another look. I don't know if these chairs are broken. What I mean by that is some of these chairs have a tendency to just suck you in and never let you go, which is kind of a problem. So basically it'll put you into a sitting position, but you'll be about at the height level of this thing, so you'll be just a block tall as far as the camera tells you, which is an issue. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I'm not going to sit in these just because I don't want to risk it, but I think these chairs will work. That's enough space for everybody just to sit and watch television. And between the lights like that, we can just leave that on, and there you go, extra light. So now we can clear that out, and probably clear this out too. Forgot about the radio. Where do I put you? Honestly, just back here. We took care of the toaster and the phone. Bookshelves, I think we can do. Maybe. Be a little awkward, but you might be able to squeeze bookshelf somewhere, but I don't think that's going to happen. Not without some other alternative. Okay, we have a bookshelf we can put up here like this instead, which kind of goes nicely with that little desk area. There we go. We still have a bookshelf without obstructing any kind of open space. Now we do need to get a trash can though, because that's kind of a necessary thing. So let's see, just throw a trash can right here. It's easily accessible from this room and this area. We head down here, we can put a trash can inside the kitchen, right here. That way we have enough place to put trash. I keep pressing shift to run from a different game I've been playing, and it's kind of driving me a little nuts. I don't know what to do about this space. It's going to ignore it for now. Okay, bedroom time. Look up beds. Get a nicer bed, because why not? Okay, so let's see, nightstands. That one is locked for some reason, this one's open. I don't know why that would be locked, but it is. See, you typically would have a lamp. Let's go with a nice orange lamp to break things up a little. Turns on and off as you would expect. Get out a wardrobe, because, you know, he needs somewhere to get different clothing. Okay, that's good, but I think I should have it this way. No, that wouldn't actually make sense. You'd bump into this. So it'd have to be facing this way. What else? We have a storage area, bed, that. I'm just trying to think of what you could possibly fit in this room within reason. That door there. Actually, I want to put this right here. Make the inner doors more flat with the wall. Okay. So what's out? What else? The desk area is out there, so we don't have to put a desk in here. But I could maybe add another desk for a different purpose, maybe a writing desk. It would sound kind of strange, but maybe it could work. Get another office chair out. It's a little cluttered, but it works well enough. Actually, let me look up at the calendar again. Sneak that out and look up book again. Get a writable book. And put a calendar here. Go back out here, break this lamp real quick so we can get another one. Too bad it didn't work like that in real life, where you just broke something and suddenly you have two of them. There we go. Yeah, this works. It's a little cramped, but considering the size limitations I have to deal with, it's not bad. Well, I think we have this house kind of furnished out now. And I'm surprised by the amount of time that took. It's practically one episode's worth. This may have to be broken up into parts. Well, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense, so... thank you guys for watching part 1. I guess part 2 will come out a day after this? Maybe? I don't know how I would do this, but this video is kind of long as it is, and I don't want to make an hour-long video for everyone to watch. So, thank you guys for watching this part, and remember, Christ is King and Jesus loves you. Bye.